I better stop right there, or I'll get a John Williams copyright strike for humming the Star Wars theme. But taking a look at some Star Wars Black Series 6-inch figures today, courtesy of Michael Choi. Thank you so much, Michael, for sending these along. I am loving these 6-inch Star Wars figures. I don't have any of the 6-inch G.I. Joe figures yet, but maybe a reason why I haven't really pulled the trigger on those is because I have a couple of these 6-inch Star Wars figures and they look absolutely beautiful. And you can find these at Big Bad Toy Store. I guess I waited a little too long to do this video because they did have the Spirit of Obi-Wan Kenobi there. They do not anymore, but you can keep checking. Hopefully they'll get some more in stock. They do have this guy right here, Yavin Ceremony Luke Skywalker. They don't have this guy either. So these two of them come in boxes, resealable boxes, so I'll be opening these up today. And the X-Wing Luke, since he is sealed on a card here, and unfortunately no magnets which make it resealable, I'm just going to keep him on the card for now. Maybe hang him up on a wall somewhere. He looks awesome. Maybe beside one of my X-Wing models, but I'll give you as good a look at him as I can in the package. The sculpt is just fantastic. To me, that's almost 6th scale. Level of detail here. The Black Series really is basically, to me, like a 12-inch figure shrunk down a bit without actually losing any detail. There's the helmet with the yellow visor on it. What's really cool is having seen this particular figure and some of the other ones in the smaller 3 3/4 scale for so many years, and seeing them increased in size a little bit and getting just a little bit more detail, on the gun there. And we all, most of us, longtime OT Star Wars fans, know this outfit like the back of our hand. Got the little thing going around the one knee, little metal things peeking out of the shoulder part there. On the side, nice detailing on the helmet too. And lightsaber with nice clear blade on it, and on the back we get some nice artwork of the old farm boy. And well, that's odd. Not available. It says not available next to this picture of Luke, I guess in a resealable box. A little write-up on him and other information. So that is the X-Wing Luke. But let's take a look at some of the other ones. Pop the box open, and as a collector, this is what I really appreciate, being able to open the box up and then put it back in if we want. I love the red background on that. Really reminds me of G.I. Joe vehicles when the pilots and drivers had that little red backing to them. But here is Luke Skywalker from the end of Star Wars. The original Star Wars. Just Star Wars. 1977 Star Wars. And another nice little bonus. A lot of the time you have those little holder things, either twist ties or those clear lines that hold these guys in. It's nice to have them in there just to secure the figure, but I do love it when I can just pull a figure out and not have to deal with all that stuff. Comes with a blaster, and it's a little bit bent just because of how it was sitting in the package, but it shouldn't be too hard to straighten out. I'm guessing it's a pretty bendy material, so heating that up with a hairdryer or putting it in some hot water and then straightening it out and then dipping it in cold water or ice water should fix that right up. And here's Luke in his Yavin ceremony outfit. Luckily the metal is removable. That basically it's just for the end of the movie, the celebration thing, and I don't really imagine I'll be displaying him with that metal around his neck. To me, this outfit is the continuing adventures of Luke Skywalker, and I think it's really cool that in some of the comic books, that take place immediately after A New Hope. Luke Skywalker is wearing this outfit instead of reverting back to his Tatooine outfit. This outfit to me has always been less a Yavin ceremony outfit and more a what Luke wore in between A New Hope and Empire Strikes Back. I just always imagine him rocking this outfit for 3 years before he settled on the Bespin fatigues and the Hoth outfit. So cool yellow jacket, really to me says the 70s, late 70s. Leather yellow jacket. Got the Han Solo brown pants. I think it's so awesome that he's got the same pants that Han Solo wore in Empire Strikes Back. Brown with the yellow dotted stripe. So just, I guess, standard Rebel pants. And the knee-high boots. So no longer a farm boy by the end of A New Hope. He's more of like an adventurous guy. And Han Solo has really rubbed off on him. So I think it's really cool that quite a bit of his outfit harkens back to Han Solo. And also a little bit of foreshadowing too. The black shirt that Luke wears underneath this outfit is very similar to the one that he wears in Return of the Jedi. So some of the past, some of the future. And the jacket does look like it's removable. You just pull it back, but the issue with removing it, he is really flexible. He's got a lot of articulation, but he's also made of a bendy enough material that it doesn't feel like I'm going to break him. Ooh, that looks awful. That's terrible. So he is molded to always wear the jacket. I was thinking maybe if they had included some black shirt arms, you could pull these out, put in the black shirt arms, but that waist is thin, specifically designed to make the jacket look better on him. So, that doesn't look proper at all. It's not natural looking, and it's solely for the purpose of letting the jacket sit on him a little bit better. Yeah, that looks perfect. So good call on that. Kind of reminds me of how Barbie, people would say for years, Barbie's too thin. She's too thin. She gives girls unrealistic expectations. But the Barbie doll itself was never intended to really look like that. The reason it was so thin was so that the clothes look better on her. So a little bit of Barbie proportions going on here. And the gun should fit in the holster right here. It looks like we've got a little strap right here that unplugs here. This can sometimes be a real major pain in the butt. These break on the 12-inch figures. A lot of the Hot Toys and other higher end figures have this type of secure strap, but they break. And this one looks a little bit more durable, so we can pop that gun through there. Another annoyance is when the strap actually won't go all the way down. That happens on a lot of the 12-inch figures. But this, if I push it in all the way, this looks like it functions perfectly. So that's a big bonus. Looks quite nice. Let's take a look at his articulation. The head not only moves left and right and has great range left and right, but also looks up and down. It looks like he's got a bend both in the neck and where the head meets the neck. So there's quite a bit of, there's a little bit of forward range, but it's cool when figures have that extra little bit of range. And he can look up pretty well, can look down pretty well. And let's see what the shoulders are doing. Looks fantastic. Can strike a pretty good double bi. Not bad. Oh, there's one more movement in the elbow than I thought there was. I thought that was going to be it, but it actually, if you give it a little pressure, it goes a little bit more. What's going on with the wrist here? It feels like it's just a 360. Oh, there is a little bit of a pivot too. Just a little bit. It's hindered by the cuffs in the jacket, and it's one goes one way And the one on the other hand goes the other way, up and down instead of like that. He's got an ab crunch, very slight one, barely. So because he has the ab movement, he doesn't have waist twist. So I don't know, I might prefer a waist twist over an ab crunch, but that's still gives you a lot of good poses. I just love how posable these guys are. And then with his leg, I can tell right away that this leg is going to be hindered by the holster, but it's a floppy enough material that you can actually move it quite a bit. And then he's got this thigh cut right here, which allows him to have quite a bit of articulation. And the splits, not bad. Double jointed knee, love those. Oh, that's awesome. Little soccer kick action right there. Yeah, that's great. You know I got to do the Spartan kick. He can't seem to get his foot all the way up because of just the way. This reminds me of those early 25th anniversary G.I. Joe figures. The cut in the crotch there, there's just not enough to allow for the foot to go straight out, so he can't quite get that Spartan kick look down. And also his feet are so narrow, it doesn't feel like I'm able to really balance him on one foot here. That's going to be pretty much a lost cause. The boot does not twist. Sometimes there's a twist in the boot there. And foot has amazing articulation here in the ankle. Check that out. All the way forward and all the way back. So he can be like a field goal kicker. He can be punting his metal between the goalposts, or winding up for a kick. That's really, really good. And I'm just curious if you can do the old classic Shawn Michaels double bicep pose, which requires, whoops, that's never happened to Shawn Michaels. It's just popped off, and it looks like, oh, that's interesting. Now that we're actually in here, we can see that helps with the grip. You see this ball joint? I've never seen this before. This ball joint has these little nubs on it, which I believe helps with the grip. So that's cool. Yeah, for the Shawn Michaels pose, because this thing won't go straight out. It's obstructing a little bit, but does this go side to side? It does. Look at that. Oh my goodness. Look at how far out this foot bends. That's amazing. And it's really, really impressive, and also helps to stabilize for these kinds of poses. Should be able to do this. He's a little back heavy. Oh, there you go. He's just a sexy farm boy. He's not your boy toy. That's awesome. Yeah. Great articulation on this Luke. And really nice to see that Yavin ceremony outfit in the Black Series. So that's Luke Skywalker. And now we're going to take a look at the Spirit of Obi-Wan Kenobi. Obi-Wan, one of my favorite characters. Look at that beautiful artwork on the back. Doesn't that just make you feel chill? Make you feel warm and fuzzy. Love Obi-Wan Kenobi, and also love the Spirit of Obi-Wan Kenobi idea for an action figure. And I've had a few of them throughout the years. One of the earliest ones, actually the first one I ever had, was this guy right here, affectionately known as Listerine Kenobi. It was available through a Lay's Chips mail-away, and it was a clear Spirit of Obi-Wan Kenobi recast from the regular Obi-Wan Kenobi figure. Really like that one in the smaller scale, but this one is the Black Series. And when Michael sent me this gift box, this figure, I opened him up right away, and he's been sitting on my desk where I do my editing for the last couple of weeks. There's a window beside where I edit, and it just looks fantastic with the natural sunlight coming in behind him, lighting him up. And I've got a flashlight here, so I'm going to try to kind of recreate the effect of what's going on here. He's not 100% see-through. I really like how part of him is see-through and part of him isn't. The lower part is translucent, so the feet really light up, the robes light up. This material for his robe is like a mesh, sparkly, metallic, see-through type of material that just looks so beautiful with the light going through it. And then the hands are also translucent, more of a solid waist piece. The head is more solid, but it's got like a pearlescent gleaming paint job on it, as well as the robes on the front here. Such a spectacular paint job on this. It's all about the paint job. Very beautiful figure, and it looks especially amazing outside. It really lights up, and I can turn off one of the lights here and another one of the lights, darken it up a bit here, and give you an idea of how some of this light affects this figure. If you have an especially powerful light that you can have him standing on, the light doesn't reach all the way to the head of the figure, but it does look quite striking having him standing on something and illuminating from beneath as well. The hood is a functional hood, so you can pull it back and you can have him sitting on a log and giving Luke some advice. Or if you're in a colder environment like Hoth, you can have his hood up and have him tell Luke to go to the Dagobah system. This isn't a figure to be posed. There isn't really much to do in terms of posing. This is more of a figure to just have sit there and look pretty. He does have a waist twist, unlike the Luke we just looked at. The waist does twist, and that's odd. It feels like it. Is this like a He-Man type of power thing? I don't want to force this. It feels like it might break. Like maybe it's too tight. It's getting caught or something. The arms do have an elbow joint. Doesn't quite bend as much as that Luke. And then looks like it's similar to the Luke figure. The one hand goes in and out. The other hand, are they the same? Looks like they're both the same actually. And then the legs, he does have double jointed knee articulation. It's cool that the legs can peek out the side here, but because of the robes, he's not going to have much range. It's nice that the ankles do tilt side to side like so, just to give him a little bit more stability depending on what type of surface he's standing on. If it's not completely even. It would be cool if he could grab his belt like Kenobi did often in the movies. At the end of Return of the Jedi, I believe he's hitching his belt like this. He doesn't quite get there. It's close, but if it was just a little bit more, it would look cool if he could hitch his belt. But that's not a big deal. If he's just standing there and gleaming and shining and glowing, that's really the main appeal of this figure. And it is a really nice display piece. I don't have much sitting on my desk, but this particular figure just has really cool, good vibes, good juju, and I really enjoyed having it sitting there and keeping me chill when certain weird things are happening with my editing software that don't make any sense. So that's a look at a couple more Star Wars Black Series figures. Super nice detail and really affordable too. So have a look over on Big Bad Toy Store. They've got tons of Star Wars Black Series figures there, and stock is always being updated there as well. So thank you, Michael Choi, for these. Really appreciate it. Thank you, Patreon Tribe, for supporting the channel and for taking part in all the fun activities that are going on the Patreon Tribe. The community wall discussions and watch parties and roundtables and live streams, having a blast on those. If you're strong in the Force, leave a comment, of course. And to join the tribe, hit subscribe. May the Force be with you. Always.